much more extensive damage than I do, so I consider myself lucky in that way.
Right now, downed trees, damaged sheds, and people feeling very lucky to be alive after a tornado moves all throughout southern Dane County.
And we saw the storms last night. We have snowfall on the way for tonight. I'll have the latest look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, 7 years after Tony Robinson was killed, his family is not giving up their fight for justice. That's all coming up at 10. Well, thanks so much for joining us tonight. It's been a battle of two seasons right now in Wisconsin, winter versus spring. And we have team coverage tonight of a wild weekend in the weather office, several storms that have been very severe, and a tornado that touched down and led to damage in Stoughton. And roads are clear right now, but another round of snow is on its way overnight. We're going to start with that winter weather, and our meteorologist, Austin Kopnitsky, who's outside with their certified most accurate forecast.
And, you know, it's not even going to get that cold tonight. We're still hanging on to some of those mild conditions that we really saw move through yesterday, but it's going to be cold enough to support snowfall down to the lower 30s and upper 20s throughout these overnight hours. Now, taking a look at our Doppler track, most of the precipitation is down to our south and southwest, but it's on the way. Just give it another hour or two, and most of us are going to see some of those snow showers and flurries making their way through, and then we're going to see more of that throughout the overnight hours. Current temperatures, well, they're very supportive of snowfall. Just 36 degrees in Janesville, however, but that will come right back down. So we are going to see purely snow for tonight. Winter weather advisories are in effect right now until noon tomorrow. And the morning commute is going to be slick, or it's going to feature snow-covered roadways, about 1 to 4 widespread inches of snow. But where are we going to see most of that snowfall? I'll have the latest look and a check of your extended forecast all coming up a little bit later on.
Thanks so much, Austin. And as winter makes its return yet again, the city of Madison says their snowplows will be on the road tonight. All 32 trucks are going to be out salting the city's main roads, but officials say that drivers should expect a messy drive to work tomorrow morning. And some communities are also issuing snow emergencies ahead of that storm. Emergencies go into effect in Lodi, Evansville, and Janesville later tonight. We're keeping a running list on our website, channel3000.com. Now back to that spring-like weather that we experienced yesterday. It also included Wisconsin's first tornado of the year. The National Weather Service has confirmed an EF1 tornado touched down last night in Stoughton near Leslie Road. It had a maximum wind speed of 95 miles per hour. Now, some people in the city told us that their sheds and storage buildings were destroyed, but they're just grateful to be alive.
I was sitting in my living room when the piece of metal came flying through the window. Hear glass shatter, boom, pow, and here comes glass shattering through the window, and kind of covered myself up and hoped that everything turned out all right, and woke, opened my eyes and there's tin in my room.
People in the city tell us that the cleanup process is going to be all hands on deck. Officials say anyone who lost power would have had it restored this afternoon. Iowa received the brunt of yesterday's severe weather. At least 7 people are dead after a tornado hit the state. Hundreds of households are still without power in the wake of this storm. The Iowa governor toured the destruction today and met with some people helping clean up that damage. And make sure you stay up to date with the latest severe weather warnings by downloading our First Warn Forecast weather app. It's free and available in the App Store. New at 10 tonight. Today marks 7 years since the death of Tony Robinson at the hands of a Madison police officer. His family today gathered to celebrate his life, looking to the community for support and helping demand accountability. Our Tahalil Mahudin reports.
Officer, my hands up.
Brian Somerville is lending his talent for a cause.
That's how we come together to say, look, it's not a way you can silence Tony Robinson, even in death, right?
He's one of many artists helping celebrate the life of Tony Robinson.
He was a normal kid. He turned me on to so much music, and he loved my art, and he loved art in general.
Now, 7 years after he was shot and killed by a Madison police officer, Robinson's family is finding a way forward.
When you see black and brown joy, black and brown celebration, you're witnessing healing.
But for them, the way forward also means continuing to fight and march.
The literal expression of community moving forward, right?
On the anniversary of Robinson's death, dozens once again calling for the arrest of MPD officer Matt Kenny.
For the family, for Tony, for everyone who believes that people who murder someone else should be held accountable for it, especially when they have been given the task of protecting society.
Charges against Kenny were denied years ago by the district attorney, but today Robinson supporters are taking their own action.
We together can put Matt Kenny in front of a judge. We can put what he did in front of a judge. We don't need the district attorney. We need the people.
Fighting for a young man and his legacy. His aunt reminded of what he said just 1 week before he died.
And he was like, man, do you ever get the feeling like you're never gonna die? And I'm like, man, what are you talking about? He's like, no, seriously, like you're gonna live forever.
In Madison, Tahlil Muhaddin, News 3 Now.
Now, under Wisconsin law, a complaint can be taken directly to a judge to decide if they're probable cause. Organizers say that the Social Justice Center is currently raising money to hire a lawyer to help make that happen. Next tonight at 10, here's a live look at Ukraine's capital of Kyiv as the Russian invasion on Ukraine closes in on its second week. The country remains under attack by Russian forces who continued shelling on several cities today. Now, the UN says hundreds of civilians have already been killed, and tonight we're seeing some new video of those attacks, painting a harrowing picture of a night right now in Ukraine. And just a warning that this clip you're about to see is pretty tough to watch.
Дітей 200-х вивозили, мирне населення, маленькі.
Now, since Russia began its onslaught against Ukraine, more than 1.5 million people have fled the country. Officials say that's creating Europe's largest refugee crisis since World War II. But U.S. leaders say that Ukraine will come out on top.
Vladimir Putin continues to press this aggression. That's why I say I'm afraid this could go on for some time. But it's going to end, and it's going to end with Ukraine prevailing.
Meanwhile, the war is affecting the price at the pump. Gas prices across the U.S. right now top $4 a gallon for the first time since 2008. Now, remember, that's when the recession happened. Gas soared 28 cents in just the last 3 days and 46 cents since Russia began invading Ukraine. Gas prices in California are the highest in the U.S. at more than $5 a gallon. Now, the largest Ukrainian flag in the U.S. is now flying above Chicago. The custom-made flag is 30 by 60. Now, it's going to sit on the grand flagpole in the city for the next few weeks. And protesting continued today at the Wisconsin state capitol against the war in Ukraine. But event organizers say that their message is different from that of President Biden and local lawmakers. This morning, dozens of protesters joined in solidarity with working-class citizens of Ukraine, demanding resources for their people and nonviolent action.
There have been other Ukraine rallies in the past week, but they've essentially bought into the United States portrayal of this conflict as between the good democratic government in Kiev and a tyrannical regime in Russia.
Bringing together several activist groups for a fight against imperialism, the progression of violence and war. The arguments made by speakers at the rally had a consistent frustration with hypocrisy of U.S. and NATO intervention.
They're involved in bombing and killing people all over the world as well.
Organizers hope that this rally will help to encourage a shift in mindset for people who believe that sanctions and sending weapons are the only solution.
I think that we really need to be demanding that if we're going to ask for our government to do anything, they should be flooding Ukraine and Poland with food.
Echoing the sentiments of speakers throughout this event, many say the actions taken by Western countries will only lead to more violence.
But we're really out here because we agree we cannot intervene in Ukraine without hurting even more Ukrainian citizens.
Protesters also called for the United States to open their borders to Ukrainian refugees, saying that aid would be more useful than weapons. That was Tamia Folks reporting that story. Now, earlier this week, U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin joined a bipartisan coalition of senators pushing to protect the status for refugees. The DHS secretary listened to that group, and he has established an 18-month program for Ukrainians living in the U.S. since March 1st. Turning to our COVID headlines tonight, a testing site in Stoughton is now closed. Stoughton Health says it is closing the Django DX site because of the need for testing is decreasing. Now, around the state, COVID cases are still trending downward. Friday's 7-day average for positive cases is a little over 500. Less than 4% of the tests are coming back positive, and there are now only 6 counties with very high levels of transmission. As COVID restrictions are lifted, frontline workers, survivors, and those who died from the virus are now being honored in Washington, D.C. This is a COVID-19 hope quilt that was displayed on the front of the Lincoln Memorial this weekend to mark the 2 years of the pandemic in the U.S. And we are expecting protesting over COVID restrictions in our nation's capital this week. Members of the People's Convoy started arriving today. Now, we actually saw part of that convoy drive right through our area yesterday. U.S. Capitol Police say they are declaring an emergency to make sure that officers are able to respond and be able to help those in need. Today is the 57th annual anniversary of the Bloody Sunday. That was when police attacked Congressman John Lewis and voting rights marchers attempting to cross the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama. Now, Vice President Kamala Harris and other civil rights activists joined the annual march across the bridge today. Harris also spoke at the event and saying freedom and democracy can never be taken for granted. And take a look at this. That was this morning in Jacksonville, Florida, where a building sitting empty for more than a decade was demolished. The 23-story building was originally planned as a residential tower, but construction stopped in 2007 after a parking garage collapsed and killed one of the workers. The building was condemned in 2020. A call for action success story. After the break, we're going to meet the man who had scammers break into his retirement savings and what we're learning about protecting your bank account. And the Badgers need some help if they want to sit alone atop the Big Ten. We're going to see if the Hawkeyes were able to do that. That answer is coming up in sports.
The A1 Furniture and Mattress Instant Cashback Event. Save up to 40% off store-wide. Plus, get $50 instant cashback on every $500 you spend. Take advantage of 4 years free financing with qualified purchase. Shop in-store or online. Only at A1 Furniture.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
He should have used his power to serve Wisconsin. Instead, Ron Johnson served himself. An investigation found that Ron Johnson pushed through a special tax loophole that benefited his own family's business. After the loophole became law, Ron Johnson cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since taking office. Look up the facts and tell Ron Johnson to stop passing tax laws that benefit himself.
After a crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. At Gruber Law Offices, we have the knowledge and experience to make sure you're protected. And we're here to help whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
There are door dings aplenty, runaway carts that are empty, teenagers learning how to drive. So in life, the roads you owe, just say, better get Mako.
These squirrels are better at saving than we are.
And more organized, too.
Try embracing your inner squirrel. When you open a BMO Harris Savings Builder account, you get a cash reward every month you save.
That sounds great.
You can also set up savings goals and easily track your progress.
That could help us redo the yard.
You could really go nuts. I'll show myself out.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
Get instant cash back on every mattress purchase over $500 only at A1 Furniture. Save up to 40% off top name brand mattresses. Plus, get instant cash back and 4 years free financing with qualified purchase. Shop in-store or online now at A1 Furniture.
Drugstore shelves are packed with supplements that promise healthy hair, strong nails, and smooth skin. But do they deliver? Our experts tell you why you need to shop carefully.
And a chance for snow for your Monday morning commute will get you out the door Monday morning from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
A fire damaged part of an historic tavern in Middleton. Crews responded to the club tavern around midnight. Officials say that the fire damaged part of the interior wall and it spread to the ceiling. The building was actually built back in 1863. Officials haven't said what caused this fire, but it may have been that neon sign that actually looked a little frayed there at the top of the building. Now, next tonight, we are sharing a call for action success after we saved a local man $250,000 after scammers broke into his retirement savings. Now, Leah Lynchine learned some ways that you can protect your bank account from falling victim to the same problem.
I'm skeptical by nature.
If you were to buy Terry a beer,
Just kind of walk me through how this happened.
he'd have a lot of stories to tell you.
12 years regulating securities industry, and then 20-plus years at the law firm.
The scams he's seen over his years in finance.
That can happen to a lot of people, and it does happen to a lot of people.
And most recently, the cases he's solved as a call for action volunteer.
Dennis contacted us because he didn't know where else to turn.
Take a listen to his latest story, a soap opera involving a local man who was locked out of his retirement accounts after hackers stole his email, his passwords, and all communications with his brokerage firm.
What Dennis discovered through the brokerage firm that from about roughly August to November of last year, there were 27 unauthorized transactions in his retirement accounts, totaling a loss of over $215,000.
Close to $250,000 disappeared.
As you can imagine, you're not getting the right answers, and you found out that amount of money was taken away from your retirement. Very frustrated, deeply concerned, and you certainly can't blame them.
Dennis called for action, and Terry answered. He helped him navigate conversations with his brokerage firm, which law enforcement and watchdog agencies to alert what his next steps should be. The end to this story, successful. Dennis received every penny back, plus interest. Here's the thing, though.
Dennis's story isn't all that uncommon.
And they're not all happy endings, so we want to help you avoid this kind of narrative altogether. We asked Terry for 3 things you can do right now to keep your own accounts safe. Here's number 1. Check your brokerage firm and see what it does to protect your retirement savings. It should be right there on your website. If you can find one with a 100% security guarantee, go with that company. 2. Pick a good password and change it often. That would have protected Dennis's email, accounts, and $200,000. Lastly, keep an eye on your statements. Review them monthly, if not weekly, and be on the lookout for unusual changes.
Because really the burden is on the consumer here to make sure that their monies are secure. The brokerage firm or the custodian can do certain things to help, but it's up to you to monitor, to make sure that everything is going well.
These stories, all too common.
And you don't always hear about it because people feel embarrassed. They shouldn't be, though.
Terry's goal in telling them.
How did the scam work?
To keep you from being the next target.
They should share these stories so other people can learn from them.
In Madison, I'm Leah Lynchine for News 3 Now.
Now, you might be wondering what you need to do if it's too late and your bank account has already been hacked. Tuesday on News 3 Now this morning, Leah's going to share some of Terry's advice on how to handle that situation and try to get your money back. All right, well, first, it's going to feel like a winter day once again. Austin, he's back and he's got your forecast.
After all the storms we saw last night and the 60-degree day that we saw yesterday, we have some snow on the way for tonight. Some of our southwestern communities possibly already seeing some of those flurries and lighter snow showers. Temperatures are looking to stay pretty normal afterwards, but a handful of rain and snow showers still on the menu for this next work week up and coming. But our Doppler track now showing some of those flurries and lighter snow showers around Platteville, trying to break into Prairie du Chien as well, and that's going to continue to take over most of our communities over these next few hours. Most of the heavier snowfall is going to lie down to our south, but we are still going to get clipped by this, and it's going to be enough to cause plentiful widespread road concerns. Now, winter weather advisories are in effect right now, and they're going to last all the way until noon tomorrow. This is for all of these purple shaded areas, not including some of our northernmost communities, and that's because southern Wisconsin is really going to see most of the snowfall in the state here for tonight. Up north, not going to see nearly as much, but that occasional light snowfall, about 1 to 4 inches of snow is expected. I wouldn't be too shocked to see an isolated 5 in 1 or 2 spots, but most of us are going to be right in between that 1 and 4 inch range. Now, our future track does show a lot of that snowfall taking over throughout the overnight hours. That off and on snowfall will continue, but then by the time we actually reach the noon hour tomorrow, we're going to clear a lot of that out. So during that morning commute, you'll already have a few inches on the ground, and then a few more snow showers and flurries are going to be likely throughout the morning hours tomorrow. Then we clear things out afterwards, even a possibility to see a bit of some sunshine here and there. But in terms of how much snow we're going to see, I think our southern communities are going to see a little bit more here overall, between around 2 and 4 inches. It does drop off for some of our northernmost communities, and that's a good reason why they haven't actually issued those winter weather advisories farther to the north, because most of us down here down south, we're going to see most of that snowfall. 1 to 4 inches. Northern friends, a little bit less than an inch there, especially the areas that are not included in those winter weather advisories, but most of us are included in those winter weather advisories. Then by the time we reach the afternoon on Tuesday, bright and sunny skies. We're going to see that high temperature of 42 degrees. So tomorrow late in the day, I think we're going to see recovery with those roadways. Tuesday, much of the same with that sunshine, but early tomorrow morning, take it slow on the roads. Build in some extra time right now for that morning commute tomorrow. It's going to be slick, and there's likely going to be a lot of snow on those roads.
All right, thanks so much, Austin. Now, one last chance for Wisconsin to win the outright Big Ten title. Just needed Iowa to get a win over Illinois. We're going to have all of those highlights coming up next in sports.
Now, First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this. We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Any first item removed? Just $89.
Those look nice. Now you can get 2 pairs plus an eye exam and lens upgrade for $79.
That's such a good deal. I can't take it anymore. It is I, Macula.
Yeah, we know.
Unbeatable prices without the drama. 2 pairs of free eye exam and lens upgrade. Just $79.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Instead of being impartial, media outlets have become advocates for the Democrat Party. They got Joe Biden, who campaigned from his basement, elected president. Now they're covering up the disasters his policies created by attacking and censoring anyone who exposes the failures. But they can't hide inflation, higher gas prices, and rising crime from the people devastated by them. I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message. I will continue to ask questions and uncover the truth.
I can't take it anymore. It's time for a change. Buy one window, get one free? Perfect.
I can change, honey.
Not you. These drafty old windows.
Oh.
It's time for a change. Buy one window, get one free from Feldco.
Buy one, get one free, and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
It's Ford Truck Month, America. With new inventory arriving daily, it's time to get after it in a Ford F-150 and a Ford Ranger. Stop by your local Ford dealer today and let us help you custom order your truck your way. Then we'll get after building it. It's Ford Truck Month. Visit your local Ford dealer today. Order your F-150 to lock in 0% financing for 66 months and $500 cash, plus an extra $1,000 retailer order bonus.
News 3 Now is always on.
Get the Channel 3000 app, activate the push alerts, and we will send you breaking news, traffic, and weather alerts as it happens.
The Channel 3000 app. Get it now.
Powered by News 3 Now.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this. We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Any first item removed? Just $89.
On a day where it all could have gone right for Wisconsin, it didn't. The Badgers just needed one win to outright claim the Big Ten regular season title, and this afternoon teed up to be a storybook ending for the regular season. Senior Day and a rematch with Nebraska, a team they've already beat this season. But sometimes easier said than done. The Badgers commit 7 turnovers in the first half. They struggle to find a rhythm. Then they take a serious hit early in the second half. Johnny Davis, trying for a layup, goes down with a lower body injury. A flagrant foul on Trey McGowan's, and so Davis leaves the game. He doesn't return. Badgers step up in his absence, though. Jordan Davis adds some insurance with a corner 3, and Brad Davison doing his thing from distance, but that's where the momentum ends. Nebraska closes on a 12-2 run, spoiling Senior Day. The Cornhuskers' first win over a top 10 team since 2014. Davison finishes his final game at the Kohl Center with a team high 20.
This stings, and this wasn't, us in a lot of different ways, but let's not lose sight of the day wasn't good, but the season has been fantastic.
Losing stings, it really hurts. We're going to watch the film. We're going to be particular to make sure that we build off this and maybe get a little wake-up call as we go into the Big Ten tournament, but at the same time,
after the game,
it's one
we saw
game,
Johnny Davis
and we have
leaving, and
all
he
of our
was
goals in front of us.
Walking boot, but Guard and Davison both said they're optimistic that he's going to be good to go and that he'll be fine from his injury. Now, before exiting, Davis scored 10 points in 11 minutes. Now, Wisconsin didn't win today. They just needed Illinois to lose to Iowa to solely have the Big Ten title, while the Hawkeyes have a chance to win it with 3 seconds on the clock. Chris Murray can't get his triple to fall, and the Illini win 74-72. They will share the Big Ten regular season title with Wisconsin. The conference tournament begins on Thursday. Illinois earns the #1 seed. Wisconsin gets the 2 seed, and they're going to play it on Friday at 5:30. Wisconsin and Notre Dame each took a game in the opening series of the Big Ten tournament, which means it's winner take all tonight. Now, similar narrative as game 2, Notre Dame with a 2-goal lead. Sam Stang cuts into it to make it just a 1-goal lead. Well, the Fighting Irish push that lead once again, and this time it's Daniel Latch. Lighting the lamp, hits his first career goal. He gets the Badgers back within 1, but that's where the rally ends. Wisconsin falls 4-2. They finish the season 10-24-3. It's Selection Sunday for the women's hockey team. The Badgers are heading to Boston for a regional matchup with Clarkson on Thursday night. This selection marks Wisconsin's 9th straight year being in the NCAA tournament, their 16th all-time. And it's Championship Sunday for Big Ten wrestling. 2 Badgers are in the finals, and 1 is coming home a champion. Austin Gomez was not leaving that mat without a fight today. 2 points for his takedown of top-ranked Sammy Sasso. That edges him on the scoreboard. Gomez upsets Sasso with an 8-5 decision to win the 149 title. It's Wisconsin's first Big Ten champ in 6 years. We'll be right back.
Hey, Lainey, when is the baby coming?
Very, very soon.
Dad, what about yours?
You're gonna... Yeah, okay, well...
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
At Pick and Save, we believe fresh is all about standards. That's why we do up to a 27-point inspection on our produce. Like for oranges, we check for color and scarring and more, keeping only the best of the best on our shelves. Because when it comes to fresh for everyone, we believe the juice is worth the squeeze. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Taste the excellence of Madison. Madison Magazine presents the Taste Event, Monday, March 21st at the Edgewater. Enjoy live music by Shekinah King, while you indulge in delectable bites and sample a number of local distilleries and winemakers at the event, all while taking in the views of Lake Mendota. Make plans to attend Madison Magazine's Taste Event, Monday, March 21st at the Edgewater. Tickets are available now on MadisonMagazine.com. Presenting sponsor, Wallersheim Winery, Distillery and Bistro.
Every day, News 3 Now investigates. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Okay, Austin, one last check of this crazy weather.
Whew. Well, no more storms tonight, but we have some snowfall on the way, and we're going to see about 1 to 4 widespread inches of snowfall by around noon Monday. And that means your morning commute tomorrow, if you have to travel in the morning tomorrow, it's not going to be good. Take some extra time to wake up a little bit earlier, get on those roadways a few minutes early. You're going to need it for tomorrow. But by the afternoon with the middle 30s, we should see a pretty decent recovery with those roadways. And then come Tuesday with a high of 42 degrees and some sunshine, those roads will really make a great recovery, and that'll also help to melt off quite a bit of the snowfall. So just one last reminder, 1 to 4 inches of snowfall here for tonight. Get ready for tomorrow morning. It's going to be slick.
Austin, Jordan, thank you for your great work tonight, and thank you so much for watching us tonight. Have a great rest of your evening, everybody.